Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're decoding the invisible chemistry happening right under our noses every single day. We're going to take a fun sensory journey through the fascinating world of acids, bases, and salts. These aren't just dry concepts sitting in a textbook. They're literally the things you taste, touch, and use from the moment you wake up to the minute your head hits the pillow.
So, let's kick things off with a quick riddle to get our gears turning. What do the sparkling blue water of a swimming pool, the bright yellow wedges of a fresh lemon, and that familiar bar of soap sitting by your bathroom sink all have in common? I mean, at first glance, there's no way you'd put them in the same category, right? But surprisingly, they are all glowing examples of everyday chemicals hard at work in your daily routine.
Now, I know the word chemical usually conjures up these intense images of scientists in white coats holding bubbling beakers in some high-tech laboratory. But really, a chemical is simply anything around us. It encompasses the fundamental building blocks of literally all matter in our daily lives. From the crisp water we drink to the vibrant, nutritious food we eat, it's all chemistry, guys.
Okay, let's dive into this. Take a close look at something as basic as a fresh lemon and your go-to hand soap. While they are completely unrelated in what we use them for, they actually belong to specific, uniquely opposing chemical categories that you and I interact with constantly, and we usually do it without even realizing it.
Actually, scratch the idea that chemicals are only things existing outside of us in the environment. Your very own body relies on a dynamic, churning pool of them just to survive. Right this very second, your stomach is full of potent chemicals doing the incredibly hard work of breaking down and digesting your last meal. We are, quite literally, walking, talking chemistry labs.
So how do we identify these chemicals without dragging around a heavy microscope? Well, think about your senses for a second. What does a lemon actually taste like when you bite into it? And what does soap feel like when you rub it between your hands under the faucet? Really hold on to those sensory memories, because those exact everyday sensations are the secret key to unlocking and understanding chemistry.
Section 1. Acids, the sour stingers.
You know when something tastes so incredibly sour that it literally makes your eyes water? Or ouch, when something sharply stings a tiny paper cut on your finger. When that happens, you are actively experiencing an acid. That unmistakable sour taste and that signature stingy feel are the defining, universal hallmarks of acidic chemicals. It sets the stage for some of the sharpest, most vibrant properties we encounter in the natural world.
And hey, it's not just lemons and vinegar either. When you bite into a crisp apple, you're tasting malic acid. That rich tartness in a tomato, that comes from oxalic acid. Even a soothing glass of milk contains lactic acid. Snacking on grapes, that's tartaric acid for you. And what about an ant bite? Yep, that sharp little sting is formic acid. Acids are absolutely everywhere in nature. Now, what's really interesting here is that nature absolutely loves balance. So it created a perfect opposite to these acids. While acids are sharp and sour, their counterparts, which are known as bases, possess completely inverted traits. Bases have a bitter taste and a noticeably slippery, smooth feel.
Which brings us to Section 2, bases, the slippery cleaners.
Instead of that harsh, biting sting of an acid, bases feel incredibly slippery and soapy to the touch. You know that smooth lather you get from washing your hands? Yep, that is a base hard at work.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why bases make such fantastic, heavy-duty cleaners and neutralizers in our homes. Just look at this lineup. You've got the sodium hydroxide in your hand soaps, the sodium carbonate powering your laundry detergents, the baking soda, which is scientifically known as sodium bicarbonate, sitting in your pantry, and even the sodium fluoride packed into your toothpaste. They all rely on those basic, slippery chemical properties to break down grime, clean, and protect us.
Moving right along to Section 3, salts, the chemical combo.
So, let's see how this builds. What actually happens when those stingy acids and slippery bases meet? Well, it's like a giant puzzle where these pieces fit perfectly together. The recipe is incredibly elegant. Step 1, take an acid. Step 2, mix it with a base. When you combine them, they react and completely neutralize each other's extreme properties. And through that neutralization, Step 3 happens. You create a brand new substance, a salt.
Now, I know what you're thinking. When you hear the word salt, you instantly picture those little white crystals you sprinkle on your dinner. And you'd be absolutely right, for sure, that is a salt, specifically called sodium chloride. But the chemical family of salts is actually massive. Table salt is just one single type out of literally countless variations that form when different acids and bases interact.
The sheer versatility of salts is honestly mind-blowing. In agriculture, they act as life-giving fertilizers to grow crops, while sulfates serve as pesticides. Over in our food, salts like sodium benzoate work as vital preservatives, and MSG enhances flavor. In the medical world, calcium sulfate is the plaster used to set broken bones, while other salts function as antacids to calm down an acidic stomach. Even in industry, salts like silver bromide are absolutely essential for making photographic film. Their utility is pretty much boundless.
All right, Section 4. Let's play. Time for an interactive science quiz.
Okay, based strictly on those sensory rules we just talked about, taste and feel, what do you think a glass of orange juice is? Is it an acid, a base, or a salt? Take a second and really think about how it tastes.
If you guessed acid, you nailed it. That sharp, intensely sour citrus kick is the ultimate dead giveaway.
All right, here's another challenge coming your way. What about your morning toothpaste? Acid, base, or salt?
The answer is a base. Think about it. The remarkably smooth, soapy, and slippery feel of the sodium fluoride inside it means it's a classic base. And it uses those basic properties to neutralize harmful acids in your mouth.
Okay, final question for you. Think back to our super simple 3-step recipe. What forms when you mix an acid and a base together?
A salt. Yep, an acid plus a base neutralizes into a totally brand new salt. It's chemistry working perfectly in balance. You're practically a chemist now.
So, as we wrap up, I want you to look around your room right now. What invisible chemical reactions are just sitting there waiting to be discovered right in front of you? From the batteries powering your devices to the cleaning supplies sitting under your sink, chemistry isn't just something stuck in a lab, it is the living, breathing story of our daily lives. Keep those senses sharp, stay infinitely curious, and keep exploring the amazing science hidden right in plain sight.